Good afternoon, Process Intelligence fans, and welcome back to Munich, Germany. We're here on day one of our 2 days of live coverage at Celosphere. My name's Savannah Peterson, joined with Rob Strechay for all the fun for the second year in a row. Rob, what a power-packed morning so far.
This has been such a great day. I think, leading into this afternoon and where we're going, I think is getting the true examples of how people are actually utilizing this to improve their organizations has been great.
I know, that's one of the things that I love about this show. Our next guest is going to be telling us stories as well. Jan, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. This must be a super exciting week for you. You're kind of a celebrity here. You're one of the key stories, you're on stage, got a lot going on. Tell us how you're feeling.
Great, no, it's really an outstanding day. It's really inspiring experience here. So I think we get all these things from really deep process mining, now turning to process orchestration, and there's so much going on, obviously with AI. Everyone talks about AI, so it's really, really great to see how this whole story is moving.
Absolutely. It's one thing, and this is going to be fun to talk to you about, it's one thing to know a process, it's another thing to understand it. How are you applying this methodology and leveraging Celonis internally?
Yeah, I think we are an insurance company, so traditionally we are probably not the one company that really thought about processes a lot, and also customers were not always at the heart of what we are doing. We're changing that, and so really coming from customer satisfaction to customer enthusiasm, really saying we want that customers love our products and processes, and that's where process mining helps us a lot, and Celonis helps us a lot.
Yeah,
I love that passion.
I was going to say, with that passion, I think as you start to look at it, both of us are fans of system thinking.
Yes.
And kind of go into the mindset that you're connecting between that and what Celonis is bringing to the table, and really the whole idea of digital twin of Allianz and of the organization and different processes within the organization.
Yeah, maybe quickly coming back to system thinking. So in Germany or the continental Europe, it's not that famous, but we acquired a company in UK, and they had some really great system thinking coaches, and so we flew them over and say, let's really do some system thinking, listening to calls, understanding processes. And that was really mind-blowing for us, so that was really cool stuff. But on the other hand, that's always the individual interaction with the customer, and Celonis helps us to really do that on large scale. So we can build all our transactions into a digital twin and then check if the processes we envision to make our customers truly happy really happen in real life, and so really make sure that it's turned out as we really want processes to happen.
Which makes a lot of sense. I'm curious if you don't mind sharing, are there any processes that you've completely revamped as a result of this exercise?
Yeah, I think we definitely have revamped a few of them. So one was really the accident claims process we completely revamped, where it took in the past years until we were really ready to pay. Now we can pay in most cases after a few days, and that's really make a difference. We completely changed the household or house purchasing process when a house moves to a different new owner. And so also this process, we got rid of all the documents required in the past, and a very complex triangle process we made very two-dimensional, and that's very good.
I would assume that, again, I actually ran part of an insurance company, Manulife Financial, and John Hancock. I was running data centers and storage and DR for them. Way back, I didn't have as much gray hair back then. I think that started me on my path of gray hair, so I understand insurance companies very well. But like you said, we had a lot of process, but the process was very, very laborious and things of that nature. When you look at this, do you look at things like generative AI and the object-centric model that Celonis brings to bear as helping you into the future and helping you really be able to capture these processes quicker?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing we do actually with this object-oriented model is to rethink our churn process. but more even really go into detecting churn before it actually happens. So we basically do all our data and say, okay, we check what are the processes that might lead to churn, and then we use AI to also check the sentiment in writing and on the call side, and put this all in this one big data where we say, okay, now the customer states that he's unhappy, and in the past it was quite often unheard. And now we can really react to this and say, okay, some not so good things maybe happened to this customer. It was a lengthy process. He stated that he's uncomfortable with us, might want to churn, so we give him a call, maybe in the future also a call by AI, we will see. And then make sure that the customer is getting happy. We can offer him something and really prevent churn before it actually happens.
I was going to say, what you've gone through is looked at the processes that really have tangible impact.
Yeah.
And is that how when you go through and rank where you're going to bring AI and process to bear, and have you gone through with the different departments and said, hey, here's how we're going to rank these and where we want to start?
Yes, partially no.
Yeah.
What is, I think we have a very solid overview of all our processes. We know where the potential of AI is pretty high, so that's one part of very structural. On the other hand, things are changing dramatically. 1 year ago, AI speech was not so big, so it was okay-ish, but not really the game changer. Now within the past months, it's fundamentally changed. So obviously there are new opportunities coming up, and we have to reassess where we're going next with AI and integrating it into our processes. And so there are some big changes happening right away, and so then we recalibrate our prioritization. But of course, we have a prioritization, and Celonis is helping us for that.
What's the reception like internally as you've integrated Celonis? How has your team responded to the new tool?
To be quite honest, it was probably a longer process than for a lot of these companies around here using SAP and standard manufacturing. Celonis has all these interfaces, so in insurance there's not this big player with all these pre-configured interfaces. So honestly, it took us a little bit longer than I guess for most of the companies, so that it really worked well. But now it's really fantastic, so you can get all these insights out of it, and once you really cracked the data challenge and the interface challenge and make really sense out of the data, then it's really cool.
It is really cool.
Did you, just following up on that, did you have, when you went and deployed it to the end users who were actually doing these processes, did they find satisfaction where they didn't have to swivel their chair from one system to another system or to a spreadsheet and back again, and did that help them feel better about what they're doing with their job as well?
Yes, I think absolutely. So it simplifies their life, but it also shows what they're not seeing anymore. Because a lot of processes, also with the help of AI, are now straight through and don't appear anymore. So what's on their desk is slightly more complex than it was before. So it's very important to give them a good overview, and we use also Celonis for that, to have a dashboard showing them what are all the other processes they are not anymore on their desk doing, how the customer likes them, so we get the voice of customer, and yes, straight through processes in general get excellent feedback, so 4.7, 4.8, sometimes even 4.9 stars, so that's really excellent feedback, and that also gives them a good feeling that even though they don't see these processes anymore, they're still there and they work fine for the customer.
That is great.
It's confidence across the board from end to end on that front. That's exciting. That's actually kind of what Celonis does. It increases confidence. Jan, I've got a unique question for you. You're obviously moving quite quickly, and it sounds like there are many exciting things going on. When we're hanging out at Celosphere 2026, what do you hope to be able to say then that you can't yet say today?
Yeah, I would really love that we have really made agentic AI really work. So I think we are good at Gen AI and integrating that in voice bots and text and a lot of things going on. But agentic, as I think, really integrating that into process orchestration. So that would be cool if we could really say that is kicking off. We have Celonis MCP servers working directly with other agents, so that would be cool if that really picks up and is really delivering value. So that would be cool.
Well, we hope to talk about all that coolness right here on the stage. Jan, thank you so much for squeezing us in today.
Yep, perfect.
Thank
Lots
you.
of fun.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, it's always
Thank
fun.
you.
Such a pleasure. I hope you're having as great of a time as we're having here in beautiful Bavaria at Celosphere. My name's Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.